Comcast from the seat of my barber chair. It's not easy, but
That's what you're
I'm
doing,
home.
though.
Yeah, it's my purpose. So I'm glad. There you go. See you. Hmm. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Okay, now I can see you. Um,
Yeah,
wait, we're
yeah.
not on live already?
We are. We just came on about 20 seconds ago.
Oh, wait, I think I put a little bit on too much blush. Hold on, guys. It's too early in the morning. I don't think I.
We wanted to do it 12 o'clock, but you're the busy lady, right?
Yeah, I have a 12 o'clock. I have 12:30. I have a 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Isn't the weekend? Aren't you supposed to slow down on the weekend?
There's too much work to slow down. What am I gonna
Yeah.
slow down for? So people can
No.
catch up? No,
Yeah.
we can't
No.
let anybody catch up to this. We have a lot of work to do. We gotta keep people on their toes.
No, I know. And I tried myself to go voting the other day, and first it was closed, and then I find out that I don't do it from that location, so I kept going to the wrong place. So we're gonna fix that. Yeah.
Give up?
But my first question, and I didn't get a chance to put it on this list here for you, was how have you been since the last time you were on Barber Time? It's about a year ago, right
Yeah,
around this time that you were last on here. Is that correct?
yeah. I I've been traumatized. I mean, I won by one vote. It was a really crazy situation. I think I really didn't expect. I mean, I was in it to win it, but for us, it was really about building political power in low income Black and Brown communities.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't anticipate that we would make it as far as we did, right? Um, and the recount was really taxing on our volunteers. I went into financial debt, so it was crazy, and I still didn't think I won, even when I was getting sworn in. I kept thinking they were going to roll up on me and be like, we made a mistake. You are
Yeah,
not the winner. So,
yeah.
but it's been great. It's just crazy. Like Bishop Borders said to me that he predicted that I was gonna win, but
Mm-hmm.
then he also said that it was gonna be baptism under fire, and that my first year was gonna be really challenging. He predicted that too. But I never in my wildest dreams thought I was gonna get hit up with a global pandemic and racial and civil unrest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a crazy last 10 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has. It has. Well, we're glad that we have someone like you in the position. Has the position been what you thought it was so far?
You guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was campaigning and I knew I wanted to change everything. I wanted to change everything about the way we move.
Mhm.
I really didn't know what job I was applying for, right? I knew that I had what it took because basically, I had a right frame of mind. But I didn't know what my job was. My first day, I was like, okay, what am I doing? What do I write laws? Like, what am I going to do first? Like, I learned my job since the last 6 months, and I'm no lie. Like I had no idea what I was getting into, and it's been really challenging to learn politics while you're trying to navigate politics, and everything's so political,
Mhm.
and that makes it harder. But
Mhm.
but I love my job. I
Mhm.
absolutely love what I do. I'm incredibly grateful that I have the opportunity to serve my people.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and we kind of feel that same way from the barber and stylist, like the owners and the individual contractors as well. You get so entrenched with your community, you really feel like you're representing them, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with our network is build a structure that we can work with city, state, and then also private sector to help. But we'll get to that later. But it's a big honest, loving feeling when you get in that position to do so, and a lot of us barbers and stylists get a chance to do that. So it's awesome. So I can relate
Yeah.
at the very least.
How long have you been?
Yeah,
How
so
long have you been a barber?
I've been a barber for 30 years now. I've been cutting since I was 17. So
Wow.
yeah, I never wanted to be a barber, so that's why I know everything that I'm doing is all real purpose driven.
Yeah,
Because each step, it wasn't really something I wanted to do; it was just something I could do, and
yeah,
I just snowballed into what is a purpose, and
yeah.
it's a really good one. There's some good people behind what I'm building this for. You know what I mean? So.
And you get an opportunity to connect with people. You know, when they're sitting in your chair, you get to inspire them. You get them, you know,
Mhm.
you push the conversation. It's
We-
you're like the therapist of now. You're the therapist. You're the modern day therapist. You know.
Yes, there you go.
Oh my
No, but
God. And we
everything is built on relationships. So yeah, absolutely.
okay. My
You got
phone is.
it?
Go ahead.
Come on,
I
come
know
on.
it's deep in the bag, y'all. You know how it is.
I know those big bags. I got 4 Venus aliens that I live with at the house.
God, it's like, yo, I don't even know where it went, but it's dead now. Keep on talking. I don't want to mess up your phone.
No, it's all right. We're going to start with the first one. I want to know, is everyone safe around you, and how has COVID affected your life? Because I know you're fighting in many ways to help people dealing with it. How are you doing with it?
Yeah, COVID, COVID has, people used to get mad at me because I used to say that COVID was a blessing in disguise
Mm-hmm.
because it created an opportunity for us to think outside the box. It's created an opportunity for us to connect with our community again, to spend more time at home with your family. So it has presented so many amazing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But COVID also has disrupted a lot of things. Like I had to move my whole team out of the office, and we're all working remote on our first year. So we had to learn how to work remotely, everybody. My mom, who lives next door, um, she got laid off. She's 71 years old. She's a workaholic just like her daughter. And she's too poor to retire. That's straight up. She got too many bills and she ain't ready to retire yet until she, knocks them off. But anyways, she got a little bit depressed because all the stuff that she was seeing on the news, and that really impacted her. And then my daughter being home alone during remote learning, and I'm in a stressful job. I had no time for her. So I had 2 people that I was responsible for at opposite ends of the age groups that I had to be mindful of while also trying to serve in my first term 700,000 people, right? So COVID has just really been challenging, to say the least. But in the same time, I have seen it as an opportunity to connect and to build and to spend time with your family. It's been
I've said the same thing a lot. It's for many, it's so difficult to say that there has been good within it all. I understand that, but it's definitely been an opportunity and a revision to a lot of what was supposed to be and what is, and we're building on that. So it's some excitement in it as well because of the challenge, and I'm into challenges, so I like it. All right, so let's get to the big question. Who you got on Tuesday?
Oh, I already voted. I get the early vote. I'm not gonna be like waiting in line for nobody. I took my parents to vote last Sunday. I really wanted to get it out the way. Of course, I didn't vote Trump. Hell no.
Okay.
I voted for Biden and Kamala because I really do believe that I can't take 4 more years of that mess. And so obviously, I did the right thing, well, at least for me. So I voted already. But I've been doing a lot of phone banking across the country because, I won by 1 vote. So I got that. I'm the 1 vote wonder, the poster child for get your behinds to the polls. So I've been calling people all across the country for candidates who are running, progressive candidates. And so I've been utilizing my story to inspire people across the country to go out and vote. So it's been good.
No, I figured you would be actively doing something towards it, not just locally, but your energy, you permeate. It's powerful. So I'm glad we had you last year. I'm glad you finally got around this year. And I know you've worked in shops on the whole COVID thing, so you're familiar with our lane. So
That's
I
right.
like having you on because of who you are personally, just to be honest with you.
Thank
The
and
next question is,
I really do appreciate this, right? Because
mhm,
what I always used to complain about is that elected officials only come
mhm,
around when it's election time, and then
mhm,
you don't see them anymore, right?
mhm,
And I think
mhm,
that for me, I want to be in all in at every moment because I
mhm,
need to be in community with the people that I serve because everybody informs my thinking. I hear
mhm,
what's on the streets. I'm able to bring in the work, right? And so for me, I really do appreciate any opportunity. People say, that I even show up to an envelope opening. Like I be showing up to things like there could be like 3 little cats and I'm there, like I love people, right? I love my job. And so I am really grateful for this opportunity to connect and bring me back more than once. I think it's important for people to give updates, to be accountable, to talk about the things that I said I was going to do and let people know where I stand and how things are coming along. Because that's accountability. People don't like to be accountable, but I need to be accountable.
I talk about that all the time.
That's right.
I'm big on that, and people don't realize it until they have to then come across it with me. Accountability is huge because I am, and I like responsibility. It does good things to you.
That's right.
So I like to pass that on.
That's right.
But I'm going to get back into the political questions for you because you are a politician. So what do you say to those that are concerned that a Biden win will lead to lawless mobs and oppressing government oversight? Because there's that side of the fence that believe that that's where that's going. What do you say to those people?
What do they say? I had never heard that before.
Oh
They
yeah,
say
yeah. If Biden win, there's going to be lawless mobs. You're going to see more of the
lawless.
looting and the vandalism, and then of
Oh,
course the government oversight that to come take your guns and everything. What do you say to that?
oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
Um,
know, but each side has its
lawless,
concern.
like there's no law.
Yeah, they
Wow.
want
So we
they want to defund the police. They want to
well,
defund everything.
well. Let's talk a little bit about that, right? So
Yes.
I think what we need, because we think that police officers are case managers, are therapists. Like, we really got to reallocate those resources, right? And put
Mhm.
systems in place so that police officers can do their job, number
Good
one,
job. Yeah.
right? And so we have to be real about the fact that they're not equipped to handle certain situations because that's not what their lane is. And I think that we have an opportunity to reinvest in other types of programming, right? That can address some of the ills that we're experiencing in our city, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I think that there is a need for us to reevaluate how we're utilizing our dollars, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I'm good with that. Um, the other piece in terms of they're going to take our guns away. It's so funny because in 2000 I covered the presidential elections for MTV, and I got to travel all across the country. And in my highlight reel, there's a young
Mhm.
person. He says he was from Georgia. He said they're gonna take our guns away. This was in 2000. So I think that there is this belief about Democrats doing that, right? And I think there's a difference between taking your guns away and having tougher gun control laws, right?
Mhm.
Because I do believe that you need to be able to, if you know how to use a gun, you should be able to protect yourself. And actually, there's someone who I know, his name is Doncor, and he teaches people how to clean their guns and to shoot, right? And a lot of Black folks and Latinx people, they don't take those classes, right? They don't see what the power, the importance of knowing how to use a gun properly. And
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm like pro gun, but I'm not anti either, right? What I am is careful about the education.
Responsible. Yes, responsible usage. Absolutely.
You know, and I think that we do need to have, because look, in the streets out here, we're dodging bullets every single day, right? And then the question is like, how did that gun get here? Because most of those guns aren't made here. So there needs to be some sense of accountability when it comes to guns.
Yeah, I know. I've dodged a few of my own, literally. So, yeah, I know. So,
look,
flip side.
But let me tell you this. I'm a storyteller, okay? So I'm gonna tell you one quick little story.
Mm-hmm.
In 1993 or 1992, I was doing my internship at the Boys and Girls Club in the Salvation Army in the South End. And, you know, I wanted to be a reporter, but I decided that I hated what I was seeing on the news, instead I wanted to do something about it. So I started working with young people and teaching them how to utilize video as a way to deal with their anger. And while I was there, a whole shootout happened. And I had to take all the kids and go underneath, you know, and this was in the 90s, right? And then I dedicated most of my career early on to doing violence and violence prevention here in Boston, back in the 90s. Fast forward to now, right? Every time I go to a bodega, which is a corner store, y'all, in case y'all, I'm gonna teach y'all a little bit of Spanish up in here. So, you know, every time I go somewhere with my daughter, I always open up the door first. I tell her to wait. I look both ways. And then if it's safe, then we can go. The fact that I'm already conditioned, you know, I've lost family to gun violence. I've lost young people that I've worked with. You know, the salon where I get my hair blown out, somebody was murdered right in their chair there, you know, so like, I'm not a stranger to this conversation. And that's why for me, when I talk about gun violence, it's important for us to have some sort of accountability with it.
No, I understand. I'm a Jamaican born male, so discipline is a necessity in doing anything you're doing in your life. And so, yeah, I make sure myself and my children we're raised that so. And that's a lot of it, and the gun stuff is something that's new for the family. Because a couple of weeks ago, we went and took my wife and I, we went and got our certificate. We got to go through the next step. But, you know, I'm a business owner, cash business, you know, some other stuff. So should have been had it, but I'm definitely a proponent of it. I just want proper and responsible usage and laws guiding it. There should never be a problem with that.
Yeah, and I bet you that if we had more people being properly trained and having a certificate and registering those guns, we will reduce violence.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. All right, let me go on to the next one because it's the reverse side of the question in a sense. So if Trump wins, you have people concerned that it's going to embolden his militia-like following. We're talking about that set. And then also domestic terrorist attacks, because we have to call it what it is. It's domestic terrorism. Yes, absolutely. So there's people that are concerned that if he wins, it emboldens them any further. What do you say about that?
If he wins, I didn't think he was going to win the last time. Right?
That's exactly why you have to have the conversation.
And okay, I was like, I'm moving to Canada, right? If he wins, but now they're not letting anybody out this damn country, so I'm going nowhere. You know, my mom was undocumented for a period of time when I was growing up, right? And I wasn't born in this country. I became a U.S. citizen. So for me, my livelihood is at stake. You see, and there is a level of fear that under another 4 years for Trump, that I see us going down a civil war, if you will, even. And I hate to think that, but let me tell you that in 2001, I lived in New York when 9/11 happened. And I'm gonna tell you that at that point, when 9/11 went down the way it did, there was this anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim, anti-anything that was not white or American. And I felt a sense of fear then. and it's just gotten worse over the years. You know, there's an attack on our people, right? You know, we're seeing our brothers being murdered right in front of our eyes, and nobody does anything about it, right? Like, it is crazy. And I think I'm glad that you and your wife went and got your certificates and got your training, because I'm telling you, we're all going to end up having to fend for ourselves if this mofo wins again.
Yeah, again, those concerns are definitely there, but I also have concerns that's there if he loses. And the fact that we have to have those concerns is the whole root of all of the problem. And I need those that don't understand that to understand that. That whole thing of terror and usage of it to control and then manipulate systems,
Yeah.
it's going to happen either way. And people need to understand, like, that's the root of the problem. Find that, and we need to smash it up. Find a way to do it collectively.
But you know, I think this is where the opportunity presents itself again, right? Like COVID. Whatever happens, win or lose, we're gonna have to deal with the fallout of it, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Because everybody's gonna be, if Trump doesn't win, all those crazies are gonna come up at us, right? And if Biden, and if Trump wins, all of those protesters, it's just gonna be mayhem, regardless of what happens, and we just have to prepare ourselves for it. That's why local politics matter.
Yep, it's a bottleneck moment, and I believe we have to go through this to get back to the golden ages, if you understand what I mean. And the Black community will find its way through and then lead. It's just been tough for so long, but I believe I know what I see, and things are coming together. It's just we have to press and push and be inclusive, and do not be exclusive. It's about everyone, you know. And I want to really push that message.
And you know, but that's my hashtag. All means all.
Absolutely. I didn't know you had that. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna add it to my stuff. Absolutely.
All means all. And then the other hashtag is nothing about us without us is for us.
Yeah, that's a long one. That's longer than my barber time all the time one. Very long. Next question though. What's the top 3 ballot issues facing Boston, and what are your concerns and takes on them?
Top 3, I don't know. I only know about 2 that I've been paying attention to.
All right, which 2? Talk to me.
Well, then you can tell me about the 3rd one, because I did not see that on my ballot.
No, I thought there were several. I'm not even sure. And again, I'm asking you.
You ask a question you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know. No. Okay, so so I am. So I'm yes on 1 and 2. So 2 is for it's for ranked choice voting, and it's to give you an opportunity to pick people in your order of preference, right?
Yeah.
And so that gives you more choice and more voice. So I'm all day, every day with that, because
I'm still learning that one. That one, it's an interesting concept, and I got to look it up before that.
Yeah. And then the other one is the right to repair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I think, about mechanics, about giving them some information. I said yes to that one too, because I'm like, I don't know, I should give them a little break. All things for the working people, I'm good with. I'm not even gonna front like I know much about it. I just felt like I'm down for that cause, and I'm gonna help, and that's it. I'm not gonna lie. I did not make an educated decision. I heard a lot of people say yes that I respect, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the lead from people that I respect. I'm gonna go away.
People, if you have them around you, have them around you for a reason. Sometimes you gotta. That's very true. All right. So here's something you're familiar with, because you can expand on a little bit of what you did with the barbershops and the salons. Well, my question is, how can the barbershops and salons be part of the distribution of the necessary information for their communities? How can we get involved and be placed on a regular basis, from your opinion, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of red tape, but with city and state level on a regular basis, because we are the media centers for our neighborhoods. And this whole network is built on allowing each shop to be that, but on a greater level with the proper technology and the connectivity of everybody else. How do you see that can be done and how it can happen?
Yeah. So first of all, like when I mentioned earlier, you guys are the heart and soul of the community. You are one of the most trusted, I would say, one of the most trusted industries.
Hashtag Guardians of the Community. That's one of our hashtags. Hashtag Guardians of the Community. Yep.
And like, yo, people trust you with their hair. They trust you to make them look good. Like you sometimes, you know, you even like do the beards and, you know, you like do that. That's dangerous. You know, like when somebody's cutting you off. They do like this in your neck, like, yo, that's all of that.
Yeah. We're real close, all in the face.
Yeah, all up in your face, all up in your grill, like the whole 9 yards. So like the Guardians like got it, right? And so because there's that level of trust, you guys are so suited to be the #1 advertisers for products, you know, the brands, to get the message out, and such an underutilized resource, right? And I think that I perceive this as your moment in time to capitalize. This when I sound like a Republican, y'all. I'm talking about capitalizing on stuff, but like for real,
part of the process.
Make that money. Is this your opportunity to be able to not only just connect the consumer to the client, but to create an opportunity and an experience, right? And so whether it be through a visual, whether it be through something that they're hearing or something that they're seeing, that people need to see your industry as a prime space to connect with a market, especially people who have been so disconnected from communities of color in particular, you know, because we really have a lot of revenue and we make a lot of dollars move, and there's a lot of buying power in this space. That's just from the consumer standpoint, but in terms of politics, that's also another opportunity. And I think that you should host a Barber Time elected official dialogue.
That's coming.
And an elected official accountability dialogue, not when they're running for office, but get them in now. What y'all been doing? It's been 10 months. When you said about that, and then play the babble that they said while they were on the campaign trail. I think you guys should do that.
That's kind of in the plans. Yeah, it is.
I want to be your host. I want to be your co-host.
I was gonna say that wouldn't cause you a conflict of interest, maybe. Like,
no, I can hold them accountable and hold myself accountable to the process.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, but I think, you know, and then the other piece of it in terms of, I think there's another place too for you all. There's a lot of causes, you know, issues around diabetes, issues around mental health. Right. All of those are also like, you guys should link up. You know what? I'm gonna hook you all up with the American Heart Association. They could be one of your partners.
Please. Yeah.
You know why? Because they can produce a little commercial and they can air it at all of your barbers, all of the shops across the city, and pay y'all for it.
Yes. Yeah. Because we have a couple of.
Oh, that's my idea. I'm giving it to you.
First, you got to give me the connect.
Listen, all you need to do is just write up a little blurb and I'll put you in touch with somebody.
Absolutely.
This is a
Absolutely.
brilliant idea.
Yep,
And then you know
absolutely.
what to do? Okay, I get really excited about these things. So you stop me when you want to stop. But then it's like it goes with not just the commercial, but then they have like pamphlets that people can take.
Yeah.
And then you guys
Yeah.
get on like 3 talking points. And when you're like, you know, trimming them up to say, hey, have you checked your prostate lately? You know, like whatever the case is. I'm
Yeah,
just
no, that yeah, doing the outreach campaigns is a big portion of how we got to this part. We work with the Department of, like, Department of Mental Health, but in around 2008 and 2000, from 2006 to 2012, we worked with WIC in the Department of Substance and Abuse Services. And that's kind of when I really realized the importance of what we're doing, and then the scale of what we can do and where we can take it, as not just here in Massachusetts, but globally from within our industries, because the barbershops all play the same role in any community, in any region that you're in. And so it's like outreach has to be a huge part of what we're doing because of the relationships that we have, and we can pick the air of our community and know what they need, and then distribute it to them via whether it's the private sector or the government sector.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I would like to see and an opportunity to build is, and I also think that you all have an amazing opportunity to inform policy in small
Yes.
business, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about people pushing their product and their message, but that you all can build your political power too.
That's the
And,
plan.
and you know, and be able to build a policy platform that will help your businesses grow. And not everything is going to be a policy or a piece of legislation. Some of it might just be programming. It might or might be improving a protocol or procedure to remove a certain barrier. Right? Not everything.
Yep.
And how do you all get access to information?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, for one, thank you for coming back. We love your energy here. Barber Time is really full of high energy, positive energy, and honestly, on all sides, because I believe it takes a little bit of both sides to make where we're supposed to go.
That's right.
And I have to make sure that the media that we're doing is in that spirit always, for the most part. That's who I am also. So why I was probably chosen to do what this is. But you are definitely a prime example of it. Thank you for coming. Is there anything you wanna say to close it out, or mention, including a couple hashtags or websites?
So yeah, I just wanted to quickly say, that my office worked, and you guys know this, on a project specifically designed to help support barbers and hair salons during COVID, right? And since the folks who completed our program successfully are now getting 3 months of PPE, getting grants, and they are also building a little coalition, and they're building. And the thing is that we did one track in English only, and then a track in Spanish only, just because not everybody speaks the language, and so. But what we realized is that a lot of our businesses, and I say ours, even though they're not mine, but I still feel like, I'm the chair of small business. So they're our businesses. They're my businesses. I'm responsible for them, right? Is that we've been learning a lot in this about how we can better serve and support businesses. So I want people to reach out to my office. The best way for people to find me is on my social media, which is Julia for Boston. That's Julia FOR Boston. And I'm also, you can email me at julia.mejia, MEJIA, at boston.gov. Also, call me 617-635-4217. I'm accessible. I answer my own emails. And when I'm in the office, I pick up my own phone. I do DMs, so feel free to connect. I'm accessible. I'm accountable to the people, and I'm just grateful to have an opportunity to be here with you all, and let's keep building.
Well, I want to say thank you. And there's one thing I'd like to get you to do for us. Can you give us a big old barber time all the time before you go, please?
So it's barber time all the time.
Yes, it is. Thank you. That is Councilor City at Large Boston,
Yeah.
Julia Mejia. Thank you
And
for
look,
coming in with
I
Barber
have
Time.
Davis on, yo. Y'all didn't see
See?
this.
No, go ahead.
Davis.
Yeah.
You see this guy?
Yeah,
That's
you
my
see.
power.
No doubt. You
Yes.
should
All right, guys.
have brought that out earlier. No doubt. Thank you. Thanks, Julia. I'll reach out to you, okay?
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
talk.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.